Hey guys, let's answer question number 1. Write these numbers in scientific notation. So scientific notation is just a way to write a very large or very small number. It's always going to be in the form of the first number is going to be a number between 1 and 10, and it's going to be times 10 to a power. So the decimal place would be right here, right? So we got to make a number between 1 and 10 out of this number, right? Well, what number can we make between there? Well, 2.34. Number 2.34 is a number between 1 and 10, right? So we're going to write that 2.34. I'm going to drop all the zeros. I said it's always going to be times 10 to a power. Well, to figure out that power, we got to see how many times we move the decimal place to make that number 2.34. Well, we moved it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. Whenever we're moving the decimal to the left, it's going to be a positive exponent. So my final answer would be 2.34 times 10 to the 6th. Okay, so if you start with a very large number, always going to be a positive exponent. If we type 2.34 times 10 to the 6th on our calculator, we would get that number 2,340,000. All right, well, this number you can see is very small. It's less than 1, right? 0.0008. Well, again, I want to make a number between 1 and 10. So what number can I make between 1 and 10? If I put the decimal right here, that'd be 0.8. Well, that's not between 1 and 10. If I put the decimal here, now that number would be 8, right? If pretending those zeros aren't there, that would be 8.0, right? Well, 8's between 1 and 10. So I made the number 8 times 10. Well, how many places did I have to move it to make that 8? 1, 2, 3, 4 places. But since I was starting with a number less than 1 and we're moving to the right, it's going to be a negative 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. 8 times 10 to the negative 4th. And if I wanted to check it, if I take my calculator and I type 8 times 10 to the negative 4th, I would get that 0.0008. Write these numbers in standard form. Well, that just means write it as a number. So we can kind of do the opposite, right? So if I started with 3.92, I mean, you could just type that in your calculator and it would tell you what it is, right? But if I want to do it by hand, since I know I'm going to move the decimal 4 spots, and since it was negative, I want to make a very small number. So I know I'm going to be moving this decimal to the left 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, since there was no numbers there, this is where I want to add those zeros. So my answer would be 0.000392, right? That would be my final answer. I'm not going to rewrite it. It just takes too long when I'm writing on the computer. And this last one, 8.53 times 10 to the 10th. So I'm just going to write that 8.53. Well, it's a positive 10. So I know it's going to be a very large number. I want to move this decimal to the right this time. 10 times. 1, 2. I got to start adding zeros, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know the decimal is going to end up here. So let's write it out. 853. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Add my commas. So 85,300,000,000 would be my final answer, right, on this one. All right, I hope that helped.